but we're going to wrap.
Money in the bank.
Rates are good. Pretty exciting.
You know why? Why?
Free money. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. This is the big money segment of the program. That's the one everybody's been waiting for. Kelvin Kaemingk.
They listen through everything else just to get here.
That's right.
So it's good. Well, let's talk about the money side, and then we'll get back to Brian and our conversation on what's going on and how to sell properties and all that good stuff. So on the money side, real quick, we had a kind of a volatile week this past week where rates went up and came back down nicely last couple days. So, and down nicely means it doesn't start with a 7, right? And we were, at the beginning of the week, we were mid-7s, and it was the highest interest rate environment since 2002, which in January is when I came into the business. So we've literally run full circle. 21 years later, I'm back to where we started, so I got 21 more years to run this thing out.
Yeah, you probably get another dip sometime.
Yeah, I got to hang in there for one more.
One more
big dip. But it's crazy that you're quoting rates this past week, and when you look, and you and I talk about this a lot. I mean, when you look at what a par rate is, just like what would you really charge? It was literally 7.99, 7.875. So then back in the day, everybody charged a discount or an origination fee. Back in the day, it's like, oh yeah, it's always one orig. Like you didn't even talk about. Then we got in this era where it's like, oh my gosh, you can't charge an origination fee, and we'd compete with everybody, and you just make it. I mean, it was just it's all games. It's all games. So. So it was no origination, no discount, just what was your lender fees, right? So, but now we're full circle back where every deal you've got, everybody's charging a 1% discount, and it's a discount because it's going to buy that rate down, so that even in this environment, you can go, okay, rates are 7, but we can get you to 6.99 or 6.875. They said this morning, some of the articles I'm reading, it's like rates back into the high 6s, and that means it went from 6.99 to 6.875. I'm like, that's you guys are just searching so hard for a headline.
And some good news,
something good, right? And the jobless claims were 237,000 versus the 250 forecast. Producer price index was 0.1 versus 0.2, so they said, hey, inflation wasn't as bad as we thought. Now remember, and we've talked about that, it went up 30% now because you're year over year. Remember when it was the Trump administration versus Biden? You still had all this Trump, and you're like here, and now you're here. Well, now it's been Biden over Biden, and now it's like, well, it all went up, and now the increases in it is great.
It's locked in.
So now it's like, oh yeah, we're doing so much better. Like, no, you're not. You're not. You're really not,
right?
Because everybody took a 30% haircut on everything, and their wages stayed the same, right? So if everything's 30% more, and you make the same, if not less. But we're not going to go into that right now, but we could.
We could very easily.
We could very easily go into that. And then producer price year over year, 2.4 versus 2.6. So it seems to everybody that inflation is kind of coming in check a little bit, but then maybe not. And the Fed says, hey, we're going to go up at least one more time, maybe 2. So you're going to see at the end of this month, we're going to go up another quarter. They've already said. Now it used to be like, oh, I wonder what they're going to do. Now they're like, yeah, we're going to.
Yeah, it's already built in.
Right. So now it's already built in.
It's already built in. Yeah.
So now it's built into pricing already, which
are the next 2 built in then?
1. And now there's I just reading this morning, it was like there's an 80% consensus that there'll be 2 versus 1. So some companies are starting to build in that second one right now, and so we'll see what happens. But I'll tell you, it's been an interesting. We had a good month, from a branch standpoint, from our region that I run here with Loan Depot. I mean, we still close 130 some transactions, and we had a really good month. July looks like it's stacking up really nicely, but applications are down a little bit now, and we're getting into that like summer little bit thing. I'm just like, man, we had our regional meeting late yesterday, and girl just talking to her, just like, hey, keep the momentum, keep the push, and we talk about the fact that we just got to triple down. You got to triple activity. So if I have 5 relationships with realtors, I need 15 because then I have a shot, right?
Right. At maintaining.
At being even, right?
Right.
But it's like you're tripling. You can't double activity. You got to triple your activity right now, and you just got to be consistent as heck. And it's really tough to be consistent in this market because it is tougher, right? You're doing 3 times the work for the same, and it's different, right? But it's okay, and it's going to weed out everybody. You talked in the first segment that we wanted rates to stay high, and while we don't, there is an element that when I'm talking to my bosses and stuff, they're like, hey, if we run this 60 more days, we'll see a 40% of the companies will literally, they don't have enough money,
and they'll disappear.
And I look back, we talked about it the other night. I've been in the business 21 years. There's not one company left that I've worked for over that 21-year period, right? Other than now Loan Depot, which is the first or second largest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got 1.1 billion in cash, and we're losing 40 to 50 million a month, but we have enough runway. Like that's what they're saying. Like we have enough runway. Like we can. We can
weather this storm.
We can weather it.
Yeah.
It's a race to the bottom, but we're not. We still have more runway than you do.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going to run out of money. We're not. We'll be okay. We'll pick up those people. So quite honestly,
and think of the market share that you'll have after, and that's what I was talking about before.
Right.
You think of the market share that you have after the storm has passed.
Well, that's the point. I mean, my boss was pretty fired up one day, and he was just encouraging, hey, this might not be the market for you. I mean, if you're struggling, he said, go drive Uber, go do something, but this is the market for the strong, the survivors. And we're talking to my guys and gals last night, just saying, hey, this is the market for people that can survive in this. You just got to survive through it. We're going to be fine. And now it's like, same as you, it's kind of that we're trying to recruit too. You're recruiting in a bad market because at the end of the day, a lot of these companies are going away. A lot of these companies are raised. I mean, we had a really nice rally, and I'm talking to buddies in the industry saying our pricing stayed the same, our rates are the same, or they got worse. I'm like, nah, it's because everybody's building in margin because they're just trying to make it through, right?
Yeah.
So there's an element that you got to be with a big company right now. You have to be able to have runway, no different than probably not a great time to hang up your own real estate shingle, right?
Right.
Well, there is always that flight to safety. Whenever things get turbulent, people go, they run to safety. Consumers do it, agents do it, or whatever. They go to the one that's been around for 100 years, or the one that's the leader in the country, because they know that whoever those guys are that's running it, they're probably pretty good at it.
Yeah. So what problem did you solve this week? We talk about that every week. And
what problem did I solve this week? Well, I helped a seller in Texas on a property here come to grips with a pricing situation. So what we find when a market is turning like this, and it's been such a strong seller's market for so long, that's changing in many price ranges and in many communities where it's not that strong of a situation like that. You can't just throw something on the market and price it premium priced without doing some work, or that premium price maybe would fly at 3.5% interest or 4% interest, but it doesn't fly at 7% interest because people only have so much purchasing power, and that's a long conversation with some people sometimes, and so we help them. Help them come to that.
Brian,
reality.
what did you help this week? What problem did you solve this past week?
Ooh. I didn't know I was going to be asked that question, quite frankly. Probably as it related to, group of agents that I was just speaking with. I think for them, giving some insight on where we're headed, what we need to be doing to be prepared. As we move into the second half of the year. The first beginning of this year has been really tough, and so people's business has been off, and their psyche's off, and some of that. Looking forward now, I just had a text early this morning, probably 6 o'clock this morning, saying I just listed 3 houses this week, got some amazing sellers, we're moving forward, and I'm hearing that over and over. So I think really giving some insight on what we need to be doing to prepare to go into this next.
What do you think the next 6 months between now and the end of the year? What does it look like? Do you see activity increasing? Do you see more homes coming on the market? Like when you're I preach my message, you preach your message. What's your messaging right now?
Well, I think we're going to be looking at we'll see better headlines for one thing. Again, second half of the year, we're going to see year-over-year statistics getting better. So each week here, your listeners are going to start to hear we're a little better than we were a year ago. And again, we had such instability over the last few years that's going to be one of them. If we can get, we don't even need rates to go down. You were talking about 21 years, 20, 4 years ago when I purchased like 7.25 or something, right? And the biggest thing is the delta. We come from 3 to 7. That's a big delta. We need consistency in rates.
Yep.
If we can just find consistency, there's been no 10-year period in history where we have not seen prices continue to go up. Our values of our homes right now are all better than they were when we came out of the Great Recession. Whether you purchased prior to that at the highest point, you're still way better off now. And so really talking to how are you educating your clients. One of the biggest things we need to do is get inventory on the market. We need people to think, like, let's get out of this. And we get that lock-in effect, right? I'm sitting at a 3% interest rate or less. And so, am I going to go and sell and move forward? Well, if you want to do it, like, there's still a great opportunity as we move forward. Are we going to be back at 3% interest rates ever? No. I mean, the reality is that was artificially held down for so many years. And so we're not going to see that again.
Thanks for tuning in. This is your Real Estate Shark Talk, 612-627-8000, 612-627-8000. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
See you next week.
See you.
You've been listening to your